Lutherans for Life has changed because we started as a grassroots organization. There was a need to address a specific issue in this country. We wanted to get to our church, to help the church be the pro-life church that God wants it to be. The changes, however, that occurred is that we went out into the countryside and we heard the stories, we talked with the people, we saw the greater need. We became a little bit more sophisticated in our resources and what we were providing. We still had the people, though, out in the field, staying in touch, building the relationships. I think that as any organization is around for a long time, it does become a little bit more institutional. It becomes more professional in what it does. I think we are in a time now where we again need that relational outreach. We need to reach a younger generation that doesn't have a connection to what God says. We also still need to reach the older generation that has made those choices and needs to be welcomed back in. We still are people. We are people there for other people. And again, the relationships to me are what this is all about, because I do believe that God places us in a place for a particular reason. He can move us around however He wants, but we have impact with those that He puts into our lives. We're to hear them, reach them, and give them that good news.
Well, that's where Renewal for Life comes into play, because many churches, many service organizations are finding it harder and harder to attract new members. And so we're trying, rather than go the old route of the chapter model, trying to be more organic within the congregation. And that's a definite change, a new emphasis there. And of course, there's always changing technology, the video aspect, the DVDs, the website. We want to do a whole lot more there as the years go on and become more interactive with people and be for them 24/7 in one way or another.
Well, when I first started with Lutherans for Life, one of the things was the only thing that we were talking about was abortion. That was primary. And now, of course, we're in all the life issues, and they're all important. You know, so I think that it's more difficult to be knowledgeable about all the different areas. And so I think that's one thing that Renewal for Life will help with, because even if you have a heart for life, you can't know everything there is to know, or you can't speak knowledgeably, I don't think, about everything. So here's a resource for you. You can go to Renewal for Life and you can find out about the particular topic that you're not as familiar with. Just because of the fact that we have a pro-choice president at this time, and there are a lot of pro-choice legislators, I think that people are looking, how can we affect a change? I think there are people that are looking for that, and Lutherans for Life has been working for so long, and I think we're there. We have the educational information, and we have ways that people can connect, and not necessarily in the political realm, but they can connect in their church, and they connect at the PRCs. They can connect. We can help them do something, and I think that's what people are really looking for right now. I want to do something that'll make a difference.
When LFL started over 25 years ago, almost 30 years ago now, it started as a chapter system where groups of like-minded people came together to be educated and to explore how they could be active and influence their world. Through those subsequent years, we've seen changes in how people communicate, how they get together, how they work together, and Renewal has gone forward with the idea of implementing those changes so that LFL can continue to be a force within its world.
Lutherans for Life has been around for many years, and years ago most of the resources we produced were print resources, but in today's world we do things in other ways: radio, the internet, satellite. There's many new ways, and we are keeping up on that new technology and using the new technology available to communicate the same life issues.
When I first got started with Lutherans for Life, you know, they had the resources there. They were kind of, you know, one or two colored, kind of some, you know, more beige backgrounds or more generic neutral backgrounds. For one thing, the brochures have become full color, they're glossy, they're beautiful paper. But that's just, you know, the looks. That's just the aesthetics of it. The thing is the message. The message, the life issues have gotten to be so huge. You know, stem cell research. And when I first got started, we were just talking about abortion. And now we're talking about therapeutic cloning and, you know, choosing the sex of your baby and choosing the eye colors. Where does it stop? Where do we stop playing God? And Lutherans for Life, you know, puts it where it's at. I mean, God is God. We do not play God. That's why we don't endorse in vitro fertilization and those kinds of things. And I have learned so much in Lutherans for Life just from being a part of it. You know, I would have never thought that, okay, so somebody's having in vitro fertilization. I would have never thought about selective reduction that they do. And there's so many aspects that people don't know, and that's what Lutherans for Life is here to do, is to teach why these things are bad and why we have to be involved in society and be involved in political things, because we have to be the voice.
I think LFL does a great job as it applies the gospel message of For Life to differing situations as the world changes, as the climate changes in our politics or in our societies, that we still hold out that message of hope and love and life, and we just apply it to each situation. But the message stays the same, and I'm really thankful that LFL has never strayed from that message.